was a sight from my soul.
Hello and welcome to your daily crypto news. If you haven't done so already, go ahead, click the subscribe button, follow us along on the channel, hit that like button. Big shout out to everybody smashing the like button and following us along. So today, let's go look at the markets. It is not good today, guys. The market cap is down to 446. I believe we were at 468 yesterday. Bitcoin price has been dropping. Where are the 10K memes? That's what I want to know. I know everybody had these big memes prepared for when we crossed the 10,000 threshold. We passed it briefly, and then we're back down to 9,500. So it seems like there's some resistance at the $10,000 level. There's a bunch of sell orders, and once we approach that level, people start selling off, and that's really preventing us from moving forward. I do think we will break, not financial advice, but I do feel like we will break 10,000 this week. I was hoping it would be this weekend. We did. Big shout out to Blockchain Nation. You can check out our interview with him from a couple weeks ago. I talked to him yesterday, and he said, we're going back down to 95 or 96. So it looks like he was right. And I'm not a technical analyst, as I mentioned several times, but I do believe that we will be, crashing through this at some point. We had a huge pump. All the alts were pumping and everything like that. So I think it was probably bound to dip at some point. So everything in the top 10 are losers, really, except for Bitcoin Cash, which is up 0.3%. Pretty much everything in the top 15 other than Bitcoin Cash is down today. So let's look at the biggest winners of the day. Elastos is up 8.4%. Even after a dip, it is still up considerably. Let's look at the chart on Elastos. As you can see, it has been climbing since about the beginning of April. It kind of went into hyperdrive. We did a review on this coin. You can check it out on our coin review playlist. Basically, Elastos is trying to create a new internet, a decentralized internet 2.0, which we will talk about in just a second, why that's important. So I found this announcement on their website from May 3rd. It said, in order to complete ELA wallet performance, increases transaction speed and stability, Elastos developers team will conduct a system upgrade from 1,300 to 1,900 hours on May 3rd. I'm not sure if this announcement or the actual correcting of the wallet and improvement of it, if that's the reason for the pump. I do know that they've now said they're going to come up with a new website, which if you remember, I believe that's one of their weak points from my review. As I said, their website wasn't very good. So they're making a new website and also coming out with a peer-to-peer platform pretty soon. So, or somebody said they already have, but I can't find it on their website. So if you know anything about that, drop us a comment. We'd like to hear about it. I like Elastos. I like the Elastos project. I think they're also going to be going through a rebrand and a new logo, as we mentioned on our coin review. But Elastos is one to keep your eye on. It's got a lot of potential, I believe. So let's go back to the markets and look at the biggest losers. Pretty much everything, as you see, we go down. There's only 5 or 6 winners, 6 winners of the day. So everything is red, is just bleeding because of Bitcoin. We have to have Bitcoin stabilize, and then the alts can move forward. But when it's dipping, most of the alts are going to dip with it, especially when it dips $500 or $600 like it did. So Electronium is the biggest loser, but like I said, nothing is over 16% or 16.05%, but at the same time, everything is down today. So if you're waking up, looking at your blockfolio, it's down. Okay, so moving on to the next story, why Elon Musk and Warren Buffett are suddenly trolling each other over See's candies. So it just seems more and more like Warren Buffett is coming across like that meme, the Simpsons meme from Homer's dad that just says, "Stay off my lawn," or whatever it says. I'll post the meme up here. Because it seems more and more like Warren Buffett just is becoming irrelevant in terms of, obviously, cryptocurrency, technological advancement, and the redistribution of wealth that's going to happen during cryptocurrency, or the peak of cryptocurrency. So he said something, Warren Buffett, in a stakeholder meeting said basically Elon Musk needs to stay away from candy. I think he was kind of kidding, but Elon Musk took that seriously, and he said that he's so serious he wants to start his own candy company. If you don't know, Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's company, owns See's Candy. If you are on the West Coast, then you probably know that brand. It is a huge brand in the candy industry. On the East Coast, it's not nearly as big. They are, I believe I've seen some before. I live on the East Coast. But Elon Musk said, what kind of candy should I make? And he ultimately decided on crypto candy. So not only is he trolling Warren Buffett over candy, he's also trolling him over crypto. So I think it's just really cool seeing this kind of tension between Elon Musk, who's much younger and in the technology sector, versus Warren Buffett, who made a lot of his money through the stock market and starting his company and other things. But now the world is changing and it doesn't seem like he can adjust. But he's pretty old. He'll probably die soon. I'm not trying to be morbid. I mean, how much longer do you think Warren Buffett's got? 15 years at the very, very most? That would be my guess. He's got to be at least 75, I think. Maybe 70. I'm not 100% sure. But Elon Musk has taken over, and I think it's really cool to see, for the cryptocurrency world, because Warren Buffett has been so against it. I think he's kind of getting what he deserves a little bit. So let's look at, speaking of Web 2.0, or here it says Web 3.0. I can't keep up with the points. I don't know what 0.0 it is. Tron wants to make Web 4.0. But the long and the short of it is Elastos, Tron, EOS, so many of these infrastructure tokens, what they're trying to do is create a new internet, a decentralized internet. And I found this article on medium.com. I'm going to drop the link below so you can go read it because I can't really do it justice. And I love what it's talking about. One thing that we've talked about a lot on our channel is that, cryptocurrency is really good and decentralization is really good for people that are upfront. For the people who are trolls and the people who like to stay hidden behind their computer screens, this is not good. And that goes across all gamuts, from people who just like to create weird social media accounts all the way to pedophiles. Decentralization is not good for them because they can no longer hide. So what this article is talking about is the role that identity is going to play in the future of the internet, and how right now you may have multiple email accounts, you may have different social media accounts, you may have your PayPal account. Basically, you've got your identity spread all across the internet in a decentralized fashion. But decentralized not in a good way, because, like if you want to pay someone, you got to go to their PayPal, but you're friends with them on Facebook, so you probably connect with them more there. But wouldn't it be good if you could just pay them via like a PayPal application through Facebook? Now, I know there are ways to do it technically, but the general public isn't aware of that. Most people would not know you could send money on Facebook. They would just believe you could send it PayPal. The younger generation, obviously with Venmo. And so we talked about in our Tron video about China and how they've created all these basically twin apps, if you will, for all of the apps and websites we have in the United States and across the world. China's internet is blocked off from those. So like their Facebook is WeChat. And on WeChat, they can do a lot more, and it's a more robust platform than what Facebook is. So China is already a little ahead of the curve in connecting a lot of mechanisms within a social media platform where you can pay people, you can review restaurants very easily. You can let, I saw this one video that talked about, if you're having a mobile groomer come and groom your dog, that your neighbors around you could see that the dog groomer is at your house. So it feels kind of like an invasion of privacy, but if you think about it, it's really cool because then instead of waiting for the mobile groomer to get back to their office and the person around you to call, they see like, oh, the mobile groomer's in the area. Let me get them to come wash my dog, if that makes sense. So what we're seeing is just the future of the internet is a more connected, integrated, yet decentralized platform. So there's not yet been a way to really pair your identity with the internet. And this article does a really good job of explaining how difficult that's going to be. And if these platforms and cryptocurrencies and infrastructure coins think they're just going to do this very easily, it's not going to be very easy. There's not a very simple solution for this. But I'm just fascinated by this idea because I do think we just don't, like, I talk about we're in the wild, wild west of cryptocurrency. I still believe we're in the wild, wild west of the internet. We don't know what the internet is going to look like in the future as far as connection goes. And I don't think in the future you're going to be able to create troll accounts. I think there is going to be a way to pin your identity to actually your online presence, and there's not going to be a way for you to create troll accounts. And that's a beautiful thing, especially if we look like in the United States, what happened with our election, with the Russian hackers or the Russian propaganda companies or whatever they were that were influencing our election. It's just not good. I mean, nobody wants that. Even though Donald Trump won, I think all Republicans would pretty much say, like, we don't want Russians meddling with our elections. We don't want any other country meddling with our elections. And I know, of course, the United States meddles in other elections, so it's a little hypocritical. But at the same time, we want to be able to eliminate troll accounts. The only issue that I've really came up with in my mind of what is going to be so difficult about this is, like, I have my personal life, right? And think about celebrities too. I'm not a celebrity. But I have my personal life. I have my personal Instagram account, my personal Facebook, personal Twitter. Then I also have a nonprofit that I run. So I have my presence there. And then I also have my business, or some of my business I have social media platforms for. Then I also have my BitBoy stuff that I have all of my different accounts for. So I don't know, it would make it harder for me to kind of blend all those together because I'm kind of all over the place. I've got so many different things that I do. Really it feels like one account or one identity wouldn't really be, it wouldn't really be enough. Who wants to mix their work accounts with their personal accounts? It gets a little dicey. So I'm not sure how it's all going to look, but I do know this is where we're going, and I'm pretty excited to see. I think that it just, even within 5 or 10 years, I think the internet's going to look totally different. So we're already seeing a rebellion against Facebook and Google and YouTube all across the world, and I think it's just going to continue, and it's going to be really important for decentralization to take over. So Mithril is going to be listed on a hat trick of exchanges. That means 3. So earlier today, Mithril, a decentralized social media platform, speaking of, fighting against Facebook, based on the Ethereum blockchain, announced its listing on 3 new exchanges, which is a hat trick win for the token. So on May 5th, it is listed on Gate.io, ZB.com, and Joyso. Haven't used any of those, so let us know if you have and you've had good experience with them. I've worked on a few smaller exchanges that I do like, such as Bancor Network. I really like that exchange. I had a very easy time on there, but I haven't used any of these 3. Let's look at Mithril. Right now it's down 10%, just like everything is. But as you can look, since it debuted on CoinMarketCap near the end of March, it has been on a steady climb. I do like this. I've looked into it a little bit. I do like Mithril, this token. I think that, social media platforms that are decentralized are definitely the future. And I don't know if, Facebook is going to come up with its own decentralized, or if Steemit or Mithril or maybe the EOS platform in the future, if they're going to be, the social media of choice. I think the one thing to think about is it's great that they're all trying to create them, but especially let's think about older people. Like, I'm 35, people probably about my age and up. I'm very heavy in the internet space. So for that reason, like, I use pretty much all the social media channels, but for a lot of people my age and older, they really just want one social media. They want Facebook. They can go on Facebook, post their pictures, and that's it. So the reason I say that is because in the future, it seems like what's going to have to happen is there's going to have to be one kind of platform that stands out from all the rest. Because even if 4 or 5 different platforms create very competitive social media platforms, in the end, people aren't going to want to, you're only going to be able to connect with the people that are on that one specific platform. So you're not going to want to create 5 accounts. So ultimately, only one of these is going to win out. Is it Mithril? I don't know. It could be. Steemit obviously has the leg up, but it still has a lot of bugs. And if you watched our EOS review, Dan Larimer has already came out and said he doesn't like where Steemit is going, and he was the co-founder. So just not really sure what's going to happen. I think I've said several times also that I think, what we're going to see is kind of a bubble with cryptocurrencies where only some are going to be left standing by the time this whole thing is over. I think it'll probably be 15 to 20 is my guess. I don't know which ones they are, but probably only one of those is going to be social media. So I guess we'll just have to let them fight out celebrity deathmatch style. So So thanks for watching today's video. Really appreciate all the support. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That was your Daily Crypto News.